This is a kind of special occasion. I'm getting back into the headphones in addition to IEMs. There'll be no stopping with that. I'm going to be doing headphones as well. I chose this set in particular because I had been looking for it for a long time. Saw a rebranded version that was a Bluetooth, but I don't like that, and kept searching. And eventually I saw something in China, and it looked like the exact same set. Exactly the same set. And the site was promoting its exclusive rights to the patent, and something that you don't quite see that much on AliExpress. And I started to research. And then I went ahead and got them. And then I tested them. And they are, in fact, an exact rebranding. The only thing different on these is the name of the RBH HP2s. A very special set of headphones. That's why there's a check mark next to this already. First check mark I put next to video in a couple weeks, I think. These are absolutely kind of mind-blowing. A user named Talan recommended to me to get this. Watch the video closely, and I'll do other videos so that you guys can see. Also, I'll show you the drive. I'll take the cover off. Taking the pads off was not fun. It's easy to do, but getting them back on was not fun, so I'll do that in another video. It is, in fact, Beryllium drivers. I can tell because of the way that... Let me go ahead and get this in here real quick. That is a massive bass boost, and it is on a KNC5 that I maxed totally on high gain with hardware bass boost on. Before I did that, I used my regular SC100, and I played the tracks I usually play, like Michael Jackson. Want to be starting something, listening for musical cues, trying to see if this is the set that was reviewed by Zeos, that was reviewed by Headphonics or Headphonia, that everybody was said was so great for its $200 price tag. And it does, in fact, play all of the music. Excellent. Comfort is excellent. Christmas is coming, man. This is such a huge get because people ask me a lot, what is the best set under $200 that's got good bass, good overall sound, is comfortable, and small enough to be portable? And this is it. Beryllium. You can look online at the RBH HP2s and look really carefully at that set. And then look at this set. Zeos's video was of the American RBH version. Now, who came up with it originally? The Chinese? RBH? Did RBH come up with the tech and then source it out to a Chinese manufacturer to save money? Very possible. Very likely, in fact. It comes with one very nice cable. Get the name on the side. This is a good cable. I'm very happy that it came with this. It also comes with pretty much the same. There's no controller on it that I can see, and this was the one that I used. Very plain Jane cable. It's okay, it's not too rubbery, it doesn't hold its shape or anything annoying like that. So it's got this cable and this cable, and it's also got a 3.5 to a 1/4 inch adapter right there. So you got a set of excellent sounding. You can check the frequency response on the RBH official page. This is the same set. It's a very, very stable response graph, and it sounds that way. This is a very, very nice set. In its price range, it's an amazing set. It is the only set in this price range. It is the only set in any price range that can play something like this as good as it does, and also take a KNC5, an EQ of +10 at 55 60 hertz and a hardware bass boost, and not distort in the way that you're going to catch it. The mids stay together in an amazing way. And this was told to me by Talan and other people in the Extreme Bass Head thread, and they said, get this set. You'll like this set. It's something you might put on the list. It's got good sound overall. The Beryllium drivers are rock. Then I got the Campfire Audio Cascades, and they were Beryllium too. And then I started to think, wait a second, maybe these guys were right. Maybe this is the way that this works. And I started to look for the RBH HP2s, and they were discontinued. And I couldn't find anything anywhere. And at that time, when the Cascade first came out, and I started looking for these, I could only find the MO or another brand that has a Bluetooth version, but I couldn't find the wired one. Then later on, 2 months ago, I start looking, and I hit it. And I started looking really closely, and I got confident enough to grab them. And then I played the music that is what I play with my IEMs. Listen. And it did it. And then the moment of truth was that 45 millimeters won't do that. 50, there's a lot. There's maybe this many cans that can take a full C5 with a hardware bass boost on high gain, and then with an EQ of another 10 dB and not go nuts. Maybe that number is too big. Maybe it's like 5. This combination of sound quality and bass ability, I'm not familiar with. I don't know any set that actually does that. Comfort. Comfort is amazing. These are so soft. If you check the Zeos video, he switched these to the HM5 lambskin, I think is what he said they were. Build quality is good. It's not the same as something like the Campfire Audio Cascades, but those are, God, $500, $600. But they're good. They got the metal slides for adjusting. Very, very, very comfortable. Blocks out pretty much the world. It's got 3 vents right here on the side. I haven't covered them because why would I? It sounds absolutely fantastic. Michael Jackson, Aerosmith, Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin, all the stuff that I listened to with these over the past 2 days to get confident that this was the set that I thought it was. If this had some kind of like scoop mids, then I would note this was just a cheap copy that looked like it but wasn't actually it. But I took the pads off, and it is a metallic covered driver. That doesn't mean anything. Put the pads back on, started listening and listening and listening, and everything sounded fantastic. And then the final test is this over here. Because honestly, there's just not a lot of headphones that are going to take this and not terribly distort. Really bad, because that's what most headphones will do. That this is not a normal input for headphones. This is an extreme bass head input, and this shouldn't take it unless it is the RBH HP2, now known as URBANFUN. And it is, in fact, the same set. And it's the first headphone review that I'm doing. This is kind of an unboxer intro. I'm going to do another full review. $200. $200 for a kind of a unicorn, because people told me about it so many times, and I was like, yeah, okay, and I always had something else to do. And then I heard the Campfire Audio Cascades with Beryllium, and I thought, where was that set that Talan was talking about? And then I go looking for it, and of course it's discontinued. Of course. Fucking story of my life. And in between receiving these, I started to check what was available. The Zeos review that he did, a couple other ones, and I thought, if this turns out to be the set that these guys are describing, I'm going to be so stoked. And it turned out to have the lush mids, the absolutely amazing bass. It's not boomy. That's the point of Beryllium metallic. It's got a faster recovery speed, but it's not quite the same as titanium, like the ultrasones, which I don't like. The decay's too fast on those. This is exactly where it's supposed to be. It gives you slam with decay, but not so long that it interferes with the delivery of the mids. Kind of a unicorn, and puzzling that it was discontinued by RBH. I have no idea why. This might get back to who actually invented the technology, and how profitable it was. I think the market for it, as this was described on Headphonics or Headphonia, this was like the top 3 in its price range with the NAD HP50, or I think that's what they're called, and another set. And Zeos loved the hell out of him. He's not a bass head, but bass that's good and delivered well, everybody likes that. And he was gushing about these. And I thought, me and him don't have the same taste, but I keep hearing the word bass and good bass, and I hear that again and again, and I start feeling it's shutting down. That's okay, you're done. Go to sleep. Shh. The first video for headphones on my channel that's going to begin a new chapter is in fact the RBH HP2s rebranded, now known as the URBANFUN. Do I wreck these? I would wreck these over any headphone that you could possibly buy, because this will play music that you normally listen to like a boss. It'll play like a bass head, like a boss. It's portable. It's got a small profile. It's comfortable as all hell. And it comes with 2 cables, one of them being absolutely beautiful and legit. Pimp. That's a pimp cable. And this is soft memory foam. And this pad is nice and comfy. And these drivers are freaking amazing. And I'm going to give this a proper full review with songs and why I think it's so absolutely fantastic. But just to give a heads up, headphones are coming mixed in with the IEMs. Headphone IEM might be the way it starts going. Budget IEM's always going to be part of the game. More expensive will always be part of the game. I got DAPs coming in, always going to be part of the game. These are awesome. These are I'm so stoked. If you are one of the many people that has come to my channel and said, hey bro, I remember you from the bass head thread. I like bass, but I like my mids too. They're really important to me. I don't want to give those up. Something not too heavy, not too expensive. What do you got for rec? I didn't have a lot of good stuff. There's not a lot of stuff that's got bass and doesn't bother the mids. You're looking at one of the few I've actually ever heard in my life. And Talan, if you ever see this video, you were right. And I was wrong for not listening to you right away. These are absolutely kick-ass. I love these. They get the check mark. And I'm going to do another review talking about them more. 13 minutes. We're out of here. You can switch the pads to the HM5, lambskin, sheepskin, whatever they are. Pads that are on it are These remind me of a set that's nowhere near this quality, the Street by 50 cents, which were just so melt on your head comfy. These are the same. Comfort, portability, sound. I drove these off my Note 4. Of course I don't get the bass the same off a phone, but I can drive these fine. These are absolutely awesome. Love them. I'm so stoked. I, like a detective looking for a cold case culprit, I checked on the net several times, and there really was only one rebrand, and it was a Bluetooth version by a company called MO. This was not popping up on my searches until just a couple months ago, and I found it. Got it. Brought it in. Tried it out. Everything went fine. Got a little bit of sweat on the side of my head as I put it through the final test, because this is whether it's the real thing or not, and it is. And now the video comes. Really good stuff, my brothers. Very, very, very good. Love it a lot. Urban Fun. I guess that's like the Chinese version of Beats, except this actually sounds really, really good. Urban Fun. Urban Fun. Mm. Mm. Yeah. And I'm out.